Hello, welcome to Craft Time with the Donnelly Library. Spring is in the air, so for this craft I thought we could make some colorful flower art together using just a few supplies that you probably already have in your house. Let's get started. To make our flowers, we're only going to need a few things. We're going to want a blank sheet of paper, such as cardstock or regular copy paper. We're going to need a paper coffee filter, something to color with. I have crayons, but markers work too. And of course, we're going to need a glue stick. To begin, we're going to draw our flower stem onto our sheet of paper. I'm going to use a green crayon, of course, to do this. Now, when we draw our stem, we want it to take up half the page, starting from the bottom of the page all the way to the midpoint. I've given the stem of my flower a little curve, but of course you can draw a straight stem if you prefer. Now I'm going to add a couple of leaves. I like to draw my leaves so that they come to a bit of a point, but of course there are many shapes of leaves. You can draw your leaves however you like, and you can draw as many or as few as you want. I'm going to stick to 2 leaves. Now it's time to color in our stem and leaves. I'm using a lighter green to color in my leaves so that I can still see the outline that I drew. I think this adds a little bit of pop and definition to our drawing. Well, our stem is done, but what about our flower? For that, we're going to need to grab the coffee filter. Grab a yellow crayon and color in the round center of the coffee filter. You might want to flatten out the coffee filter for this part. That's perfectly fine. It'll bounce back once we're done. And be sure to be careful when you're coloring because coffee filters tend to be quite thin. You don't want to tear it. Now we get to color the outside of our flower. You can use whatever colors you like. I'm going to use this lovely fuchsia. You don't have to stick to just one color either. You can mix and match colors if you like. Combine 2, 3, or even more colors. I like to color between the ribs of my coffee filter so that my flower has a pinwheel look, but there are other patterns that we could do. Can you think of a pattern to do with the coffee filter? Well, our coffee filter sure does look a lot like a flower now that it's all colored in. We have one more step to go, and that's to glue our flower into place. We want to glue it right above the stem, so go ahead and grab your glue stick. When you're ready, make a big circle of glue onto the paper, about the size of the coffee filter's yellow bottom. Just so. Now we just glue our flower into place. Go ahead and press down to make sure that it holds. And that's it. That's our beautiful spring flower. I hope you and your family enjoy making these beautiful flower crafts together. As always, thank you for joining me today, and happy crafting!